Choosing a name for a baby can sometimes be very confusing, even if there are reminders all around you. Victoria Dick is only too aware that the choice of name has to be the right one.
Pardon? We have to be careful because we've got a silly surname, so that doesn't help. Can't have anything beginning in A or ending in A.
And then at the same time, we don't want a name that is like too popular or, you know, too common where everyone has it.
There were lots of names I liked and lots of really beautiful names, but I tried to imagine myself shouting them across the school playground. And it was like, oh, well, you know, no.
There are many ways to choose your baby's new name, from websites and books to inspirational places and historical heroes and heroines.
I've loved the name Oliver ever since I can remember, really. You know, when he's a baby, he can be Oliver. When he's a teenager, he can be Ollie. And then when he's a granddad, he can be Grandad Oliver. So it fits every single period of his life.
Viola was one of the protagonists of one of Shakespeare's work. And again, I don't know how we got to that, but it was like, oh yeah, so it can be that, so it can be a colour, it can be a flower. It's got quite a lot of nice connotations attached to it.
Hello.
Hamish was named by committee because I had two girlfriends came over and we chose the name between the three of us. And then we told Stephen what he was going to be called.
Names run in and out of favour and can appear less attractive to parents and their children later on in life.
I knew he was a boy and I wanted to call him Kay. And then I thought, oh, it's not really a boy's name anymore and he'll have a hard time at school. So I called him Kai.
I basically dreamt Charlie's name, woke up one morning and I said to Ashley, what about Charlie? That goes really nicely with the surname. What about Charlie? And he loved it as well, so that was it.
But it's not always so easy to choose.
None of the names we've chosen have ever been from any shortlist we've had before they're born. Or been totally, choices we've made afterwards. So, and we haven't even got a shortlist this time because there's no names we can agree on.
I'm giving birth next week and I haven't got a clue. Haven't got a clue what I'm going to call the child.
For a boy, we don't know. Still don't know.
I've had 9 months to think about it. I've had lots of people's ideas and opinions and I just, for some reason, I'm really struggling this time round.
Annette and Tony didn't have the luxury of 9 months to choose their baby's name. He arrived 13 weeks early, weighing 1 pound 10 ounces. They named him Aidan.
He's got a bit of a fiery temper.
Yes. We chose his name because it means a little fiery one. Because even when he was sort of inside, he was a little bit of a squirm, so certain little kicks and things. So not having a name ready, obviously. The big book that we sat downstairs and read. Picked it out of that.
Poppy isn't really called Poppy at all. When I was pregnant with her, my eldest son called her Poppy. I don't know why, but I'd always wanted to call her Rosamond. So when she was born, we called her Rosamond, and everyone carried on calling her Poppy. So she's Rosamond on the birth certificate, but everyone calls her Poppy. So I lost that one.
Hello. Bye-bye.
Kitty was named about an hour after she was born, and she looked like a kitty. So we called her Catherine so we could call her Kitty.
Emma also chose the name Kitty, but for very different reasons.
We were surrounded by these kittiwake gulls. I thought, well, Kitty's a nice name. So I thought, well, if we have a middle name as Catherine, we'll call her Kitty. So she's Lydia called Kitty.
Freddie just looked like a Freddie.
But I think it gets harder and harder the more you have, because you run out of options, really.
Could take longer this time because we used up a lot of names on Freddie. We thought he was our last baby, so we used lots of names, and we used lots of godparents as well because we thought he was our last baby. So we're going to be struggling this time to find names and godparents. So.
And this one, I was just looking through a baby name book actually, just hoping to see something. And every name I threw to my partner was like, no, that sounds like a car, or that sounds like, we thought, oh no. And then suddenly Clara sort of leapt out, and I'd never really liked it particularly as a name. I liked it, but nothing. And I thought, oh yes, that's nice. And he liked it, so that was that really. So it suits her. It suits her as a name.